Well, we got some nice snow to plow today. Yeah, we're approaching the halfway point. It's a leap year this year, so there's an extra day in February. Just gonna make winter seem like that much longer, but the sun is still working in our favor this time of year. It doesn't change anything. It's just that extra day it just marches that much further away. It's 24 hours further away than it used to be the last 3 years. That wet snow we had, it's about 3 weeks ago now. That was the worst. Can't plow it. The truck struggles to push it. The snowblower can't blow it. And when you do, it does pile up. It just forms like I call it concrete snow. This stuff is like pillow snow. You get a bit of this into the pile and you can bump into it and it's just like hitting a big pillow, big giant pillow. One of the guys came out of the building and told me he needs access to the that tent structure thing on the right. The first one on the coming in here. He's got to move a trailer or something, so I didn't plow this on Friday. I didn't see anybody heading over here, so I just went home. I said, they're going to call in for snow on the weekend, so I'll do it once on Monday rather than Friday and Sunday and Monday, 3 times possible. It didn't snow at all Saturday or Sunday, but it snowed hard last night, boy. And the wind blew. It was drifted a couple of feet deep in some spots here this morning. Because this roof is so big, it's about 600 feet, that building. And I think it's deeper than, it's probably 700-800 feet deep. So the snow comes across the roof and it just blows steady all day long. All that snow kind of comes off right where the ramps are. So not this building, but the next one over. Just gotta get in there and pull the trailer out. Anyway, very nice guys here. Pretty easy going. I don't think they have a very stressful job. So. Yeah, it was cold. It was minus. Saturday morning I woke up. It was minus 35 with the wind chill. So I think the temperature was minus 25 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. It was pretty damn cold. The truck, not this truck, but one of our other trucks wouldn't start, so I didn't even bother. I just left it. And we plugged it in. We were going to try and start it. And I said, nah, I just unplugged it. You know, it's no point. You don't really need it. You burn out a starter. Those starters on those trucks now are $400. Something like that. So this is I think this is the trailer he needs right here. This black one. This is really nice snow to plow, though, I tell you. If every snow was like this, it would be an easy winter. There's a lot of it, but it's really easy to move around. And he stuck this trailer right here in the way. All aluminum. Nice. So, we'll plow some snow and chit-chat. I worked on that. They have a request for it's a proposal, but there's no pricing. It's just a pre-qualification. I'm not even supposed to talk about it. It's written right in the contract, right in this thing. Not allowed to show you guys or tell you guys about it, but I'm sure the 30 views I get, nobody's gonna really know I'm doing this, so I won't tell you any details. It's got a lot of questions on it. It's gonna take. I was optimistic at first. I thought it would take 4 hours, maybe 6 hours to fill it all in. Well, I'm already into it about 7-8 hours, and I'm not even close to done. So there's a huge spreadsheet, and there's a questionnaire, and then the rest is pretty easy. It's just a bunch of tick marks. I got a yes or no answers. You know, they're asking questions they shouldn't even be asking. There's a couple of questions they've asked. I'm not even sure. If I don't answer them, I think I'll be eliminated. But I'm not going to answer them the way they want me to. Anyway, I think when I'm retired, I'm going to tell you guys everything. I'm going to just spill the beans on all these contracts. It's almost impossible to get insight on these things. No other contractor talks about bidding on things or what their processes are. You just got to figure it all out on your own. I get as much advice from anybody that they'll give it to me, but it's a little few and far between pieces of information. But you know, anybody that'll offer help, I take it, because you know there's no way to really get good at this. It's just struggle from one RFP to another. I've been on RFQs. I've been on standing offer agreements. You know, a quotation, RFQ is a quotation. I've been on those all my life. That's like a job you walk in. There's no start finish date. It's more like you walk in, you do the job, and you leave. And when you're done, it could be one day, it could be 10 days. When you're done, you hand your bill in. Well, usually an RFP proposal, there's a start finish date. It's a maintenance contract, usually. I don't know. I think there's all kinds out there. I got people criticizing the way I plow. They think I plow too slow. You know what? It's the way I do it. I don't want to say that I haven't blown a transmission, but I don't break my truck, so I must be doing something right. Oh, you're plowing too slow. That's what they say. Wimpy pushes. This is 30 centimeters, or more than 30. It's probably closer to 40 centimeters, which is probably 14, 16 inches of light, fluffy snow. And the truck is really not made to push that much snow. It can do it. It can do a parking lot. But I think the limit for a truck is about 15 centimeters, 6 inches. After that, you're asking a lot, because that wet, heavy snow 3 weeks ago, really this truck could not push it. We did it anyway, but I'm sure that shortens the life of the transmission and everything. CV joints. This truck's got front CVs. We had to change them on one of our old plow trucks. They're expensive now. There's like $200 a piece. And it's a whole day to change them. It's not an easy, quick job, so. And you wear your tires out. These tires, I think, they're probably the last winter for these. And they're $1,000 for a set of tires, so. If you can just go a little easy and not spin your tires and maybe get an extra year out of your, that's $1,000 right there. And then transmission now is $4,600 the last transmission we did. The tranny shop I go to, they don't even rebuild transmissions anymore. They find it's too much of a risk. You hire some young mechanic and he screws up one tranny, it costs you, costs you a fortune, because your customer's going to want a rental vehicle because the thing's under warranty and you've got no vehicle anymore if the warranty transmission blows up. So I think they just find them too complicated, and you get it rebuilt at a rebuilding station place. That's what they specialize in, and they warranty it. So you take all the risk off. It costs a fortune, but that's why the price is $4,600. There's no money. To me, there's very little money, very little profit in normal anymore. And the insurance companies want to triple your rates. And the salt had doubled last year, more than doubled. At the end of the winter, it was more than twice the price. We were just lucky enough, our salt shed was full, and we didn't have to buy any after, I think by this time of year last year, we didn't buy any more. And the price soared. I think beginning of February or middle of February, that's when it doubled. So we just used it from the salt shed, and you buy it when it's out of season. It's a lot cheaper than I used to pay $90, $90 for either a yard. No, it's a ton. Yeah, a ton. So if you're buying it bulk locally here, there's one place I can get it. They sell it to you by the yard. Well, there's not a ton in a yard, and it was $180 a yard. That's over $200 a ton. And I used to be able to get it for about 85 bucks per ton. And we can fit about, I think we've put as much as 22 tons in the salt shed, but there's no room for pea stone when we do that, so it's not big enough for our salt shed. So what we do, we buy it as long as we can until we're over the hump, like this time of year, and then we just use it from the shed. If it's not a bad winter, we don't have to buy too much. But to be sure we don't run out, we don't take it from our own shed until end of January, beginning of February. Something like that. Yeah. When the property manager complains about the grass being dead on the walkway, I said, that's not from the truck driving on the grass, it's from salt. Salt kills everything. I think it killed a tree out there. Possibly. I don't really care. It's their property, not mine. So if they want to kill everything, I'll just keep doubling, tripling. They tell me what amount of salt to put on, and then they just tell me to go ahead and double or triple it. No problem. Put as much as you want. So what about the cleaners? They might complain about salt being tracked into the building. Oh, don't worry about that. No problem. Oh boy. We're going to fill up these storage areas in no time at all. We're going to run out of room back here again this year. Yeah, I was in the snowblower on the weekend, and we're going to have to use it again this week. Big snowblower. It's on the, I got the inverted snowblower on the Kubota this year, and I think we should have put the other one on it. I might switch it. Put it on that, or put it on the case. Case got a new injector pump this year. So, and I think the bill for that was near 5,000 bucks. I expected it to be over 5,000. I think it just came in under 4. And that's everything included. That's we just dropped it off at a shop. They pulled the injector pump off, and they dealt with all that, and then they sent it to I think it was Montreal. He goes to Montreal. There's 2 places that can do it, Montreal or Toronto. I think Toronto, there's a place down there somewhere. And that's it, in the whole Eastern Canada. So they rebuild it, they warranty it. I don't know what, I think the warranty's 1 year. It's not very long. Those pumps are no damn good. That's one of those Bosch pumps. If anybody knows about those, they have like a wax. It looks like a solenoid. And I used to know how it worked. I haven't really thought about it for a while, but the wax thing heats up, and then I don't know, it does something. It's not a very good injection pump. So it's brand new, ready to go. It was supposed to be put on 2 years ago, but it didn't get done, so we used it like that for an extra year. It ran fine, everything was good, but it was pouring fuel on the ground. Don't tell anybody I said that. But, now it's fixed. Yeah, I told the guy to have this done in an hour. Whoop. Right up on the snowbank there. Everything's white, so there's no definition. You can't see a damn thing. That's that concrete snow. My back wheel went up on a little windrow. Yeah. So I'll let you know how that RFQ goes. If I don't pass, I might have to retire. It might be a good thing. I might have to pack it in, do something else, find a real job. Actually, don't get so much shit for. Now, when I talked to the property manager in October, we had this meeting. This is the first time I ever had met the actual property manager. The person I'd been dealing with, I thought was the property manager. She's just an assistant. So they said that they had a bit of extra money if they need to spend it on something like, I don't know what. I said, well, good. Then pay me extra to do these containers back here. But I said, you want me to send you a price for that? And they declined. They said, oh no. Well, I'm doing twice as many. There was 16 containers back here the year I bid on it. Now there's 20. I just counted this morning. 21, 22. I think there's 21 or 22. 21. So that's a lot more than 16. So it's a lot more work. But I don't know. They don't seem to understand it's more work. Yeah, I should mention a few more things about that RFP. I can say some things about it. I just can't divulge what's in it. But the instructions for it came in an 18-page document, but at the last, I think 2 or 3 pages were stuff I have to fill out. So there's a bunch of questions and then a bunch of check boxes I have to check off. And then there's a spreadsheet. So the spreadsheets, I haven't counted the sheet, how many pages the spreadsheet is, but it's quite a few. Enough that I can't even tell you. I think it's more than 5, probably 8 or 10 pages of stuff I have to fill in. It's all pretty straightforward. The 5 questions on the main instruction document is pretty extensive. There's a lot of, I'm going to write it as long as I can. I hope somebody sees this from that company, because I'm going to give them so much to read. Because I asked the question about 8 years ago. What the RFP I filled in back then was 20 pages. And I said, what if it was 40 pages, it would be better or worse? And procurement specialist said that would be better. So I said, okay. I know what that means then. It's just go crazy, write lots of stuff. And I don't write anything, actually, is what I do. I don't even write anything. I just cut and paste right off the internet. So if they ask me a question like, how much salt do you think you'll use, or how much, like, I'm just coming up with scenarios that maybe in there, may not be in there. So if it says, what methods do you use to reduce the amount of salt, because the environment is being damaged by the amount of salt we're using, so I think they're concerned about that. And I just wrote down, I think I got about 2.5, 3 pages on that right now. I could probably fill up 5 pages on that right there all by itself. I'm not done yet either. So I've kind of went through and changed a bunch of words around, and what you do is when it says we or I or anything like that, whatever you pull off the internet, you just change that to your company name. I cut and paste my company name in everywhere I see that. You go through, you read it, and you start doing that. And then you got to change all the tenses, because if you take, sometimes it's past tense, sometimes it's a present, and sometimes it's a future. Well, you got to make it all the same. If you take different documents from different websites, there are websites out there that's they're designed to do that, help you fill in RFPs. So you just cut and paste paragraphs here and there, and next thing you know, you've got, I'm hoping this one's going to be, I'll let you know, but I anticipate it'll be between 60 and 80 pages, and it's mostly just baloney. I don't want to be mean, but that's really all it is. You know, most of these practices I'm not going to follow, because they tell me how to do the job here. They instruct how they want it done. So whether I write, you know, I use electric truck, I don't use petroleum. I got one of these new Tesla trucks. It runs on batteries, so I don't pollute the environment. And I don't use salt. I use beet juice and wood chips, because it's better for the environment. I could write all that in my RFP, and then turn out and start doing the job. I'm going to have a gas guzzling V8 6-liter, or a diesel that spews out coal, and I'm going to throw down salt like there's no tomorrow, and we can't put enough down. So that's what they want. So I kind of find it a little bit on the hilarious side, and first of all, and then second of all, it's kind of pointless to even fill this thing out the way they want me to fill it out, because it'd be like going to the Pope and confessing all your crimes. Yeah, I murdered 10 people, and please forgive me, oh Father. But as soon as you leave the church and you go back out on the street, you start murdering people again. Like, why did you even bother going to confess for? Kind of scenario. It's kind of like that. I don't know. And that's why the sooner I retire, the better, because I find the whole thing is a farce. It was way simpler back in the old days when you had a brown manila envelope, you filled out some numbers, sent in some copies of insurance and safety papers and this and that, and yeah, those are the good old days. When I was growing up, everybody talked about the good old days way back when, and now I lived through the good old days, and I kind of, holy, look at the drift in there. That looks like about 2.5 feet deep there. Yeah, we're not going to drive in there. We're going to back in and try and push it out. So yeah, I lived through the good old days, and now I'm wishing we were still in those good old days. The first time I bid on this site was like that. It was a brown envelope. You didn't have to be an accountant or a lawyer or a PhD. Anyway, I got a couple of people help me with this. I don't have to, thank goodness I don't have to pay anyone, but I have one person helping me they're a professional writer. So that's going to really help. Although I think I could do the whole thing myself. It's just like pulling teeth trying to get me to do it. So it's better to have someone help me. And then I have to go plow snow anyway, so I'll be tired tonight when I sit down and work on it again. And I'm not going to feel like wanting to do it, but it's got to be in. They extended it, and it's got to be in this week. And I hope they don't extend it again. I think it can't be extended again, but you never know. They have no rules. They just do whatever they want. So yeah, this is a long video. If you made it through all this, boy oh boy. Well, keep in touch and watch the next video. I'll let you know. I may not know. You know what? It's going to be a long time before I know. So I'm not going to tell you that I'll hand it in this week and I'll let you know next week, because it may be, I expect not for them to get back to me for about more than 8 weeks, probably 10 or 12 weeks. So what's that, 3 months? Possibly 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. That's about that's their speed. So they don't get things done any faster than that, even though they snap their fingers. They expect me out at this site in an hour, but when I fill one of these out and hand it into them, I'm probably the last one in the city to know if I've passed or not. So I'll let you know though. It may not be till April or May. I'm expecting May, till I know I've passed this. So if you watch the whole 23.5 minutes here, you're a trooper. So thanks for watching.